Driving up and down these roads is so sad, to see the magnitude of how many people lost everything.
The needs are astronomical. There's people that's literally sleeping in their yards.
What's your typical day-to-day been like?
Chaos times 1,000.
I don't mean to get emotional and stuff, man, but I've seen a lot here. And it's just, it's just sad.
A few weeks ago, my phone started blowing up. West Virginia, my home state, was underwater. Friends were sending me videos of total devastation. But when I turned on the national news, nothing.
You absolutely have to beg people to pay attention. It's like, look, we're dying. Hey, we're dead now.
This is probably the worst flood that this town has experienced.
And from what I was hearing, the government was nowhere to be found either. What kind of help are you expecting to get as time goes on?
Well, I don't expect to get anything from the government because they're never here. They never help. Like, I've never got any help. If we want something done, you got to do it by yourself.
FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away.
So I came down here to the southern coal fields, one of the poorest parts of the country, to see for myself. How bad was the destruction? And who, if anyone, is going to show up to help? Do you feel like Donald Trump's got your back? Have you ever been through a flood like that before?
No, never. We've seen like water get high, but never like this, no. It flipped our lives upside down. Everywhere you looked, it was water, and people's houses underwater, our house underwater, our vehicle underwater. It was unlike anything I'd ever experienced or seen. Very scary.
What kind of needs do you have right now, and who's meeting those needs?
Housing is our main need right now.
Because our house is destroyed.
And we've reached out and looked and contacted housing authority, landlords, just everybody and anybody that we know we've contacted, and they either don't rent, they was affected by the same flood, or they don't have anything open. So we're still staying at the Breeding Church of God shelter, trying to find, a home to take our family to, and it's been a real obstacle.
In the days and weeks after a crisis like this, everyone looks to how the state will respond. West Virginia Governor Morrissey has claimed that the state's response was aggressive and proactive. And by the time we arrived on the scene, 2 weeks after the flooding, Morrissey was saying this.
As of this morning, we do not have any outstanding need requests that we're not already working on to address.
As of this morning, we do not have any outstanding need requests we're not already working on to address. How's that land with you?
My opinion would be I think he should probably come down and actually see the homes that were destroyed, the people that still can't get out, the bridges that were washed away. There is a need here, and it does get overlooked a lot because we are a small town.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have somebody that doesn't forget us, but if we do get forgotten, it's us. We rebuild. We do.
There's been a lot of people in the community that, we don't even know that showed up.
Yeah.
Sticking together, being strong for us and helping us with clothes, with the kids,
We're here at Matoka Outreach, where we've been staging supplies since the flood happened over 2 weeks ago. We've been getting trucks in, getting volunteers in, and we just send it out the door to areas that need it.
Yesterday, we give out our 8,000 cases of water. We've been doing, on average, 200 food bags a day.
Enjoy, gentlemen. Thank you all for what you're doing.
I fired the grills up, told my wife to go get the kids, and food bank across the street got flooded. They gave us the key, and we cooked everything they had in 2 days. As of right now, I think we're at just over 23,000 free meals is what we've done so far.
When something bad happens, you come together. That's the West Virginia way. And we take care of our own.
It's sad is that there's someone jokingly said, you sound like West Virginia FEMA. I'm a guy in a U-Haul, dude. If I'm West Virginia FEMA, that paints the picture of how abysmal the response has been. I just got a call today from someone begging me to come fix their road. I got a call a few days ago, people asking me to come, please help me get out of my house as my wife has dialysis and we need to get her to a hospital, but our road's gone.
Some of these people are up in their 70s, and it's heart-wrenching to see, they're not going to be able to, they can't rebuild, they can't They might not have family, and it's just tough to see the older generation, and they need help.
When disasters like this hit, do you assume that help is on the way, or is the assumption that you're going to have to do a lot of this on your own? And I'm talking about, the state government, the federal government.
A little bit of both. Hoping and having faith in God that there's help on the way, but on the other hand, there's the stress of, knowing that we could easily fall through the cracks and not get any help. So.
If you spend enough time with West Virginians, especially in the poorest parts of the state, you come to learn that the distrust of government is well earned.
Our timber has been taken, our coal has been taken, and the infrastructure has not been built up from the money that has been taken out of here. And I've always been told my whole life that West Virginia was the richest state with the resources, but with the poorest people.
Historically, this has been at or near the top of the most impoverished places in the country. My very first church was in a town called Kermit. Just over 300 people live in Kermit. Over a 3-year period, over 12 million opiate-based painkillers were shipped into that pharmacy in that community.
Look at the situation that we're in. Look at the homeless. Look at the drug addicts walking the road. Look at the nastiness. You know what you're standing in right now? This is sewer. Everything you can think of. That right there, that's all sewer. It comes out, that's sewer. Look, see the blue stuff?
Yeah.
That's toilet paper and shit. Right there.
This was Flint before Flint. Bad water since the 80s. This is 2025, so we're going forward, but we're still stuck in the past.
Neither side, Democrat or Republican, has ever come through for the people here.
What impact does catastrophic flooding have on those challenges that have been here for so long?
It just exponentially adds to them. People are desperate.
Yeah.
People are desperate, and when people become desperate, they sometimes make desperate choices and desperate decisions, and that includes who they vote for.
This state showed up in a big way for Donald Trump in the election. Do you think that he's going to show up for the state when it's needed most? Can you talk about that?
I sure hope so. I hope so. I hope he'll show up and give the West Virginians what they need to rebuild.
In the days following the flood, Governor Morrissey requested a major disaster declaration from President Trump. The request would unlock funding from FEMA, funding that could help people rebuild their homes and support efforts to prevent future floods. But here's the thing. Trump is not the biggest fan of FEMA.
FEMA has really let us down, let the country down.
His administration has already started firing hundreds of FEMA staff. And when Trump took a trip down to North Carolina, in the aftermath of Helene, he proposed getting rid of FEMA altogether.
It turns out to be the state that ends up doing the work. It just complicates it. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away.
There is a state flood protection fund in West Virginia, but the thing about that is it currently has no funding whatsoever.
If you completely burn the system down and turn it over to the states, as President Trump wants to do, you're in a state where we're reporting a $400 million deficit. Those states cannot afford to help the people like they want to help them.
Did you guys vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah,
I
we sure. I did.
Yeah.
What do you expect from him in this crisis? It's like you said.
Like I just said, it's point blank. Hey, you better have West Virginia's back, because out of all the states, West Virginia had your back. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And I don't know much, but it's kind of black and white there.
People don't have the money to rebuild.
Yeah.
They don't. They need government assistance to help.
Yeah. When it comes to disaster relief like FEMA, do you think we should fund it less, fund it the same, fund it more?
Fund it more, yes. 4 times like this.
And if you could, speak to him directly as a supporter, what would you want to see happen with FEMA?
Don't cut them completely, because that's the only thing some of these people have. And I just ask him to please show up in West Virginia and show us that you care.
10 days after the floods, President Trump approved the disaster declaration for West Virginia, covering just 4 out of the 13 counties that requested assistance. On our last day of shooting, FEMA opened its first physical location in Mercer County. Time will tell if it comes anywhere close to meeting the need. A big part of Trump's movement was not forgetting about the forgotten places. If he ended up like the rest of everybody that forgot about places like this, where do you go from there? Where do you really look to?
Honestly, we always look to us, to each other, because we do get forgotten. It's everybody. We get forgotten about a lot.
Nobody is coming to save us but us. All we have is each other. The beauty of this place is not just the beauty of the scenery, but more so the beauty of the people here. You will not find better people anywhere in the world than right here.
There's so much more here than what people know. It would be great if people could see us for more than just a coal mining community or a rundown town.
This is where I was born and raised. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been. It's the people here would give you the shirt off their back.
It's always been our community. We've never really had a lot of government assistance come in and help us.
Yeah.
We've always, just like we're doing here, we just work together as a community and just keep pushing through and rebuild.
We're not getting any breaks at all. They're trying to give all the billionaires and rich people breaks. Like, that just don't make sense to me. That's the opposite of what you should be doing.
The billionaires, they don't need a tax break. They got the money. It's us small people that make America what it is that needs the help.
It's a horrifying experience, and I hope nobody ever has to experience going through a natural disaster and losing everything that they own. And God bless the ones that has.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. To get more and more Perfect Union in your feed, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. If you have ideas for stories, reach out to us or drop them in the comments below. And most importantly, to help those in West Virginia, look up Blue Jay Rising, Matoka Outreach, and the GoFundMe to help Brandon and Angelica Muncie rebuild their home. The links are below.